All right. Just trying to make sure this is recording. All right. So the week 2 is almost officially in the books. We still have the Browns and Jets game left to go, but I just wanted to recap some of my picks. All right. There's a chance I may be off with some of my predictions. I don't know for sure who I picked in the Jacksonville game. I believe I picked Jacksonville, but I believe they lost. I don't know what Doug Marrone was thinking, but he made a huge mistake in that game, where instead of going for the extra point to tie the game up, they tried to go for 2 to win the game. But let's get to it. All right, now the 49ers and the Bengals. I picked the 49ers to win this game. I thought the game was going to be a little bit more closer. I didn't think they would win by 20 plus points. I thought they would win maybe 10, at the most 10. Like, I didn't think that they would win by as much as they did. But Jimmy Garoppolo, once again, he looked iffy, man. I don't know if this dude has star power. I don't know if he's that kind of quarterback that can carry a franchise. I'm not saying that there are quarterbacks in the history of the NFL, great quarterbacks that carried franchises. Because everybody needs a supporting cast, but I feel like he needs way too much to be successful. So yeah, I think we should put a stop to this, potential that apparently everybody believes this kid still has. Bears and Broncos. I picked the Bears to win this game. I knew that they had to play better than they did in week 1. They did. I mean, it wasn't by much, but they did play better. And once again, the Broncos came up short. And I don't know. I feel like the Broncos right now are one of those fringe teams where they're on a fringe of being something decent, but I guess their lack of effectiveness down the stretch is what's costing them these games. Next game is the Bills and the Giants. I picked the Giants to win this game because I thought Saquon Barkley would be the factor. Now, Saquon did play well, but the Bills came to play. I mean, they really came to play in this one, and they're 2-0 so far this season. I'm sorry, I'm recording this at like 2 at night. Yeah, 2:30 at night. The Bills look good. They look better than I thought they would. I mean, with them letting LaShawn McCoy go and they have Frank Gore to back up, they don't really have any star power at wide receiver. I mean, they did sign Cole Beasley, which was probably their biggest offseason signing. But, I didn't think too much of it. And I was unsure of Josh Allen, even though I think Josh Allen might be my choice if I would think of all the quarterbacks that was drafted in his group. He would be the most successful, so... right now, the Bills are off to a great start. All right, here we go. Ravens and the Cardinals. Now, I picked the Ravens to win this game, but I got to say something, man. Kyler Murray, I'm not going to say he looked great the entire game, but the parts that I paid attention to most, he looked good. He looked really good. This dude, he has an arm, man, and he's a smart football player. I mean, so many of these young guys who can move fast out of the pocket, all they want to do is find opportunities to try to run up the middle or, try to, catch the defense off guard and try to run for yards and stuff like that. And it seems like this kid only wants to run when he needs a first down, and he's not taking any unnecessary risk. He's trying not to take any unnecessary hits. He's making smart plays most of the time. Kyler Murray is a pretty good football player, man. He showed me that in this game. But again, Lamar Jackson has this Baltimore Ravens team looking pretty damn dangerous right now. Even though they did play against the Miami Dolphins week 1 and the Arizona Cardinals week 2, which aren't two great opponents. Like, they're not going to give you the biggest challenge, but he's got this Baltimore team looking good. All right, now we have the Chargers and the Lions. I did pick the Chargers to win this game, man. But like I said, man, the Chargers is just one of those teams. They'll either get off to a incredible start and they'll finish the season kind of lackluster, or they'll start off lackluster and they'll finish the season off great. But yeah, they just for some reason the teams that are playing the Lions this year, they're making the Lions look a lot better than I think the Lions actually are. You know, and Matthew Stafford made some stupid mistakes down the stretch. Like so many quarterbacks today. Well, you know, Sunday, football Sunday, they made a lot of dumb mistakes, man. They made a lot of dumb mistakes, and Matthew Stafford is just one of those one of those quarterbacks. Now, although I was playing, I'm not gonna say I was serious. I thought the the Raiders would play a lot better than they did, but did I really believe the Raiders would be the victor in this game? No, obviously not. It was just one of those. If I was right, it would have been something to brag about, but I was wrong. But yeah, it's just no way around it. Patrick Mahomes pretty much dismantled this defense. All right, we're gonna move on. The Colts and the Titans. I picked the Titans to win this game. I don't know. Like I said, man, a lot of teams they kind of fucked themselves over late in the game. They had chances to win and they just screwed them over. Titans was one of those teams that they had a chance to win this game, and they like so many other teams today, they just didn't capitalize on the moment. But I did pick the Titans to win this game. The Cowboys, I picked the Cowboys obviously, but I don't know, the Giants and the Redskins are making Dak look a little bit too good, because now they have high hopes for this guy. And when it comes to Dak, you don't want to have high hopes. What you want to have is managed expectations, because Dak is the kind of guy that he'll play so conservatively, but at an efficient level that makes you believe that he's better than he actually is. And then when people have those expectations for Dak to play way up on this level, when the big games pop up, he always falls short. And I'm not going to say he always falls short. He has a high chance of falling short. So we had, with Dak, you have to have managed expectations. You can't expect too much from him. And I think just like so many other players this season, they're playing such bad talent early in the season that we are looking at them through a microscope when we really should be trying to look at the whole picture. So I gotta wait to see what Dallas does next week. I picked the Falcons to beat the Eagles. This was a pretty close game, but Julio, from what I understand, made a pretty incredible play at the end to seal the victory for the Atlanta Falcons. We have the Jaguars and the Texans. Now I picked the Jaguars. I believe I picked the Jaguars to win this game. Now the Jaguars had a chance to tie it and potentially go to overtime, but Doug Marrone and his impatient ass decided that he just wanted to go for it all right there and cost him the win, or it cost him an opportunity to get the win. And also Doug Marrone and Jalen Ramsey had words on the sideline, so I have to look into that and find out what was said and what sparked it. But I'm pretty sure it's because this season and last season, the Jacksonville Jaguars have literally dropped off of a fucking mountainside. And if I'm Jalen Ramsey, which is Jalen Ramsey, if he's not the best player on that team, he's one of the best players on that team, and having expectations that your team should be better than what you're doing, the only person that you can look at, because the Jaguars are talented, the only thing I can see that's holding them back is the coaching. So I can see Jalen Ramsey being upset because of that. The Patriots and the Dolphins. Now, although I said that we shouldn't expect the Patriots to blow them out, that didn't mean that I didn't believe the Patriots wouldn't blow them out. All right, I just sometimes when you think an outcome is going to happen, a lot of times you'll be surprised when it doesn't happen. So Sorry. Yeah, they pretty much. I mean, and late in the game, late in this game, so many turnovers were happening for Miami that it almost looked video game-ish. Like somebody put it on rookie and put the sliders up and I mean, it's just the plays that were being made by the defense, the turnovers that were happening for Miami. It just looked almost not real at a certain point. So I picked the Rams to win this game. I thought it would be a lot closer, and I thought that it'll probably be higher scoring up in the 30s. But Drew Brees, I believe he went down at halftime or around halftime, and so Teddy Bridgewater came in for the rest of the game, and yeah, they at that point the New Orleans Saints just didn't have a chance, and the Rams ran away with it. And Cooper Kupp made one of the most incredible catch and runs that I've seen in a while, and yeah, like I said before, man, Jared Goff, he needs Cooper. Cooper Kupp is important to this guy's game. Just like Ezekiel Elliott is important for Dak. Having that go-to guy is important. It takes the pressure off you, and it's like a security blanket. It's kind of how Heath Miller, tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers, back when Ben Roethlisberger was still in the early years of his career. Heath Miller was his go-to guy. So sometimes you need that. I picked the Pittsburgh Steelers to win this game, and I called it my upset pick of the week because I just thought Seattle was a better team, but Seattle got the job done. Seattle won it, even though Pittsburgh had a chance to win it. They just couldn't get the job done. And I believe Ben Roethlisberger went down in this game as well, and Mason Rudolph filled in for him. So those are two games where the outcome could have been different if their starting quarterbacks were in the game, the Saints and the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, now here I picked the Vikings to beat Green Bay and Lambeau. The only reason why I did that is because for the past 2 weeks, Aaron Rodgers had went up against some of the best defenses in the NFC, and although he played shitty in the Chicago game, he looked a lot better today. And yeah, Kirk Cousins, who I've defended for a very long time, looked as average as possible. And at this point, I'm starting to think that the reason why the Minnesota Vikings can't get over the hump is because of Kirk Cousins. I'm just adopting that mindset. And I did pick the Buccaneers to win. Now, I picked the Buccaneers to win because I didn't know if Cam would play. Cam did play, but and I want to do a video on this, man. Cam, at this point in his career, is at a crossroads. And the only way that he's going to... His decision at the crossroads of what road he takes is going to be determined on how much punishment he takes and if he's able to finish the season. And I'm going to discuss it in a video, man, because I think some pretty big, serious news is coming up for Cam. So, those are my picks for the weeks. I believe that I got 8 or 9 right out of 15, which is not bad. I mean, it's not as good as last week, but, it's going to get a lot more confusing as the season goes on. All right.